Sunday, August
Yes, sir.
13th, 2017. We are still here despite everything going wrong with existence at the moment. I'm Cruise Control.
Actually, I don't know, man. Things have been going pretty good.
See, that's where. I'm talking about in the world, man, not in the device.
Oh, yeah, worldwide.
But anyways, I am Cruise Control.
I'm Maxwell Silverhammer.
And this is the Nothing Sacred show for the 13th of August, 2017. And, yeah, man.
Yeah, Richard.
Like, so you're obviously happy, so why don't we start off with all the happiness and
because I'm a happy guy. Well, you know, man, I ate my last Nutrisystem meal tonight, man.
Whoa, the last one, huh?
The last one. Now
the
challenge is going to be, going back to eating, regular food and controlling myself,
It's going to be interesting because obviously it's been, when did you start that? It was like April, right?
April 15th, I believe it was.
So it's been 4 months, but pretty much, basically.
Yep. And I'll tell you, though, man, I was kind of, after eating my last meal there, I was like kind of sad, like, damn, this is it? This is goodbye?
You could always get that food. You're probably going to spend as much money on food as you did on that.
Well, that's probably true. But, I do want to eventually go back to eating,
Okay,
regular.
so you started off at 240. That was your weight.
Yep. Now I'm down to 185.
185. Holy shit, man.
Yep.
That's 55 fucking pounds, dude, in
That's
4
some
months. That's a lot.
Yep.
That's pretty incredible, actually. 55 pounds in 4 months, dude. Yeah, I mean, there's not much more to say about that except the big fucking round of applause for the Maxwell show. Everybody out there.
Well, that and you got to couple it with working out, man. You can't just I'm on a diet and that alone's not going to help you. You got to work out.
Now that's one thing that you're never gonna that you're ingrained now is the habit is doing your treadmill.
And actually now I want to do some lifting too. And I found one of those bungee bands in my closet, the kind you stand on and it's got handles on either side of it. You can do curls and presses and shit. Yeah.
So you've been doing that, huh? Starting that. That's your new regimen. So you're getting all healthy and healthified. You feel great probably, right?
I do. Man, I feel like a new person. I'm like, my God, how the fuck did I,
because that weight is, that's 55 pounds off you. Do you think about how much weight that is? 55 pounds. Lifting 55 pounds would be like, for you, dude.
Yeah. Well, that's what my dad said. He was like, I'm going to take you to a gym one day and I'm going to let you lift a 55-pound weight.
Yeah. Just so you can see how much weight is just gone. Because it's obvious when you do your videos and stuff. You look good, man. You sound like you feel good. And also, did you find out, because last time we talked, you had not gone to the sleep study. I know you had
yes. I took one. I had a sleep study this last Wednesday, which I'm going to talk about that a little bit. There's some kind of annoying shit and nothing bad personally, but it's just, man, some fuckers are just, the medical field is full of incompetent assholes sometimes, man.
People that, because you think, they're all competent and smart. They're No. It's just like anything else.
There are some dumb motherfuckers in the medical field.
Anything else, there's averages, there's below average, then there's shit, and then there's awesome, and then there's amazing, So
exactly.
All those different levels in any fucking field. Don't ever delude yourself to thinking that, everyone in here is out for my best. No, a lot of them are out to make money. They don't give a fuck about you either.
Yep.
But here's the thing. Did you find any results about that? Is where I was going.
No, actually, I go back on the 22nd to get to talk to the doctor about my results.
Okay.
So, but here's the thing. They had me off the CPAP machine because he told me to stop using it 5 days before the sleep study.
Oh, okay.
So, and I actually, dude, I woke up and I felt rested. And one night I did record myself. I just put my digital recorder on to see if I snored. And I snored a little bit, but not much, man. It wasn't like, how I used to.
It wasn't like you used to be. And the thing is, you woke up rested still, almost like you had worn the CPAP, right?
Right, exactly. And I didn't feel tired during the day.
Now,
Do you
own that CPAP machine? Do you own that machine?
I believe I do.
I guess my point is, if it makes you feel good, then and you're used to it now. I mean, like when you were off it for those 5 nights, was it like, oh yeah?
Actually, it did feel pretty good to get in bed and not have to put that fucking mask on.
Okay, because it's interesting because you've been wearing it for almost a year now. When did you get that? Last.
Actually, funny enough, dude. Yeah, August 9th of last year was when I got the CPAP machine.
Wow.
So August 9th of this year, I went for the sleep study. to see if I needed it anymore.
And the thing is, the 5 days that you weren't wearing it, you did not feel bad those days. Like noticeably, oh, I feel like shit. I know I'm gonna wear it tomorrow night.
No, and actually, funny enough, the shittiest night's sleep I got was the night of the sleep study. And I guess we want to get into that, dude.
All right, why don't we go ahead and get into that? We'll start from there. So you had the sleep study. So go ahead.
So I get there to the sleep study, and I should have figured this is a red flag. This girl comes in. She's like, "Hi, I'm Jasmine. I'm going to be your sleep technician." I'm like, "All right, fine." So she's got the wires and everything, and she goes, "Hold on, let me go get some help, and we can make this go quicker." And I'm like thinking, help? Don't you know what you're doing? You know, kind of that's what I wanted to say. So she leaves the room. She comes back with the other lady that I actually saw last time I did the sleep study. And she remembered me, and so she starts talking to me and everything, and we're talking about my diet. So they get me hooked up with the wires. And
she probably said, "Holy shit, you lost some weight," I bet, right?
Well, actually, I told her, I said, you know, because she asked me, how did I lose all that weight? And I said, well, I've been on this diet, and I've been on the treadmill. And she was just like, oh, wow. And she was an Asian lady, you know, oh, that's good. That's good. You know, and I'm like, yeah, you know, so trying to eat healthier and trying to work out and everything.
Okay, so anyway, I'm sorry.
So then the other lady goes, well, do you want to go use the restroom before you got to get in bed? And I said, yeah, sure. So, dude, I walk in there. Okay, I've got no shoes and socks on. And there's a huge puddle of piss right in front of the toilet. I'm assuming it's piss because it's in front of the toilet.
Oh,
and it's
man,
wet.
you're wet. You're like, oh, that's the worst, dude.
Oh, yeah, it was fucking gross, dude. I'm like, man, come on. You know, and especially the medical field, it should be about sanitation, dude. Like, that should be number one, you know? And here it is, and there's piss on the floor. Like, really? In a fucking medical establishment? Come on. So after I cleaned myself up and came out, and I told them, I was like, there's a big puddle of pee in front of the toilet, and I stepped in it. And she was like, oh, I said, and I did not do that, just so you know. And she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. You want a towel? And I was like, well, I think you should clean it up, you know. So then I get in bed, and I'm in there, dude. And you know I like it cold, but I was freezing my ass off. And finally I'm like, I can't get to sleep. I'm fucking cold. So I hit the button, and this guy comes in, and I said, hey, can you give me an extra blanket? I'm really freezing. And he goes, well, let me check the thermostat and see what's going on. And he looks, he goes, holy crap, they're trying to freeze you out. It's 65 in here. And I'm like, fuck. So he turns it up, but I think he only turned it up a degree or something, because it shut off for a minute, but then came back on a little while later. So again, I'm freezing my ass off. So I hit the button again, and this time that Jasmine lady comes in, and I said, look, I'm really cold. And I said, I'm not going to be able to sleep. Can you get me a blanket or something? And she's like, oh, yeah, I'll get you a blanket. And I said, can you turn up the thermostat too? And she's like, yeah, sorry about that. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, you fucking people. And so then I'm laying there, and I'm trying to get to sleep. Oh, and that's the other thing. Some lady in one of the other rooms is like hacking and coughing, and it sounds really bad, dude. It doesn't sound healthy at all. You know, and that's keeping me up. And and then they kept having to come in, dude, because my wires kept coming off my leg. So she that my oxygen sensor came loose at one point, so she had to come back in and fix that, and then come back in and do the wires. And I'm just like, Jesus Christ, man. You know, you think you guys would fix this shit right the first time, you know? So anyway, I eventually did. I was afraid I wasn't going to be able to sleep at all. I was like, oh my God, this is going to suck ass. And so I had a lot of broken sleep that night. And eventually I did, you know, I got some sleep in and whatever. And then I made my appointment the next morning to come on the 22nd to speak with the doctor about my results.
Be interesting to see. I bet it's going to be a vast difference. I bet there's a complete difference in how you're reacting. It'll be pretty interesting if they say you don't need this any longer, because that just proves that weight, man, is just awful, dude.
Oh yeah. No, weight is not a good thing, man. You wanna, and fuck, dude, you really start realizing how important your health is. You know what I'm saying? Like, god damn, you know, like why was I doing that to myself for so long? You know?
Because it caught up to you, just like me, you know, like it's like when I drink, man, it's like, oh god.
Yeah.
It used to be like, oh man, I feel kind of shitty today, but like if I drank like a night when I have to work the next day, it's like, oh god.
Well, I still get my drinkums on. I like last night, man, when I went to see Donnie Menace and
How was that, by the way? How was the?
That was great, man. That was an awesome concert.
Did you get to meet them and hang out for a bit, or?
Actually, no, dude. Because I checked the time, it was like 2:00, and I was supposed to meet with my mom for lunch today. So I was like, oh fuck, I got to get home. So I didn't even hang out and chill. But I know Psycho wrote me on Facebook. He's like, man, I didn't even see you. And I was like, it's funny because I was sitting right by the door. And he's like, shit, I must have gone in and out of that door like 30 times, man. And he's like, and I'm sober. And I'm like, oh, well, fuck, I don't know. Mm-hmm. So, but anyway, that was a really good show. I started out, I drank Kraken got me turned on to this. I wanted to try this. It was called an Irish car bomb.
Oh, Jesus, yeah, one of his.
So I drank that, and then I drank beer for the rest of the night.
Well, was it Guinness and something, right?
It's Guinness and some other shit. I don't know what the fuck's in there, but you've got to pour it. Like, she brought out 2 cups. One cup had the liquid, and then the other cup had the alcohol. I guess you pour it in and you slam it. Yeah. So anyway, I did that, and then I was drinking. What the fuck was I drinking? Some kind of like. I don't know what the hell it was. Not PBR. It was some other kind of beer.
Oh god. So, yeah, some other shit beer, probably, right?
Oh yeah, and they're in plastic cups. You know they do. Oh, and that's the other. Dude, we got to talk about the anti-weed motherfuckers too, man.
Oh, the anti-weed? What?
There's anti-weed motherfuckers. Yeah, like last night at the show, like they actually got up. Somebody got up on the stage at one point and was like, "Just so you guys know, there's no smoking herb in here. We're not trying to do that. We're trying to be drug free here." And so then I was talking to this girl, and I said, "Damn," I said, "that's kind of stupid because it's legal now, so you really can't trip." And then this other lady next to me was like, "Yeah, but if you're doing it in public, that's another thing. Not everybody wants to breathe in the weed." And I was just like, "Man,
that's what the cartridges are for, or the edibles."
Well, that's it. And somebody last time I was at one of those shows brought a cartridge. Actually, Friday night I went to the Rum Runner, and there were these Mexican dudes that came in there, and they're bullshitting with me. And I smelled I was like, "Oh shit, you guys hitting the weed?" And he starts laughing. He's like, "Yeah, man, it's a vape, man." And I'm like, "Okay, the kind where you hold the button down and you just, So I hit that one with those guys.
Oh wow, inside the bar, they didn't give a shit, fuck, dude. That's hilarious, dude. Because sometimes they do, because they can get busted for that. It is still a law in it's that same thing here. Public, it's technically not legal here to do it publicly. So.
Oh, so you couldn't just like walk down the street?
I mean, in Eugene, yeah, because it's Eugene. But in Vegas, you do that on the Strip, you get busted, you get arrested.
Wow.
Because they're still paranoid, and they still want to make it have their little rules and laws and stuff like that. So. It's interesting though, because people, and I understand that establishment might not want to get busted, especially with the concert going on there, so they just trying to cover their bases, so.
Yeah, I dig it, I guess, and there are fucking crybabies
that funny, man.
Still think weed is evil,
just bar hopping, dude, like you hanging out to Run and shit, you become fucking Sluggonometron, dude.
Yeah.
Fucking taking taxis to fucking bars.
I don't gamble, though, man.
You just sit there and like, what if no one's there? You just fucking stare off.
Get my drink on, man. Just like, hey, this is cool. I'll just listen to the music and zone out off my own thoughts, and and then sometimes talk to the bartenders.
And there's usually people that just come in there though and just sit down next to you, and you're like, hey, what's up?
Yeah, usually they're very friendly. Like when I first got there Friday night, there was a couple sitting next to me. They were cool, an older couple, and they were bullshitting with me for a little bit, and then they took off. And then those Mexican dudes came in and they sat down next to me, and I was bullshitting with them a little bit.
Cartridges, man, I'm telling you, they're the shit, man. I love them, man. They're hard. They're a pain in the ass for you, and I understand, why they be a pain in the ass. But for me, cartridges all the way. That's all.
Oh yeah, or if you're gonna be, in a public, like in a setting where like you just want to run the bathroom real quick and hit the fucking chronic,
Yep.
So
that's cool, man. You went to the concert. Everything's good. Your life is good. You get 185 pounds, man. That's my job next. Is trying to get. There's a little gym near me. I think I'm gonna go try to sign up for.
And try to eat better too, man.
Oh, you gotta do that's my next step is to eat better. I mean, it didn't happen this weekend because I got paid finally, and I've been eating just.
Powering down.
Yeah, I just got to power down on some shit this weekend. So now I'm like, all right.
If the key is, man, it's portion control. I think for me. Instead of eating, 4 fucking sausages. I just cook up 2. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. And your stomach shrank, dude, over the last 4 months, dude. You probably wouldn't be able to eat even the same amount of food you did before.
Probably not.
Because
and as a matter of fact, I went with Kraken to Del Taco the other day.
Yeah.
And I couldn't even think about a macho combo. I was like, oh god, I couldn't even think about eating that shit now.
Yeah.
You know,
it's like wow, because it makes you. And now I think you realize also that how good you feel. It's like, and I know you're gonna be. It's almost like you're gonna be scared. Like before, you were scared not to eat everything in your plate in 5 minutes. Now you're like, again, I can't go back to eating the triple baconator. You know.
Yeah, now my speed, I still eat fast. You know what I'm saying? That hasn't changed.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. But the point is that you're not eating. If you're like a dog, dude. If you put food in front of a dog, it'll eat it until it's gone.
Until it pukes.
Yeah, and that's kind of the way you were. And now you're like, I can stop now because you just to make sure you don't get enough food to do that.
Right.
You know,
exactly.
Like the green face, fucking, I'm full. I feel kind of shitty after I ate. Feeling, it's gone.
Oh yeah, that sucks, dude.
Yeah.
That's I tried to do that one time at Lindo Michoacan, and I was like, oh god, why the fuck did I do that?
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, anyway, I want to go on to something. Move on to something. No segue involved here, dude. Because we were talking before, and you were mentioning something about, hey, why don't we do YouTube Live or YouTube? More YouTube Live stuff. And I know we can. And that might be something that we do on a different service, but I'm almost. Did you hear? You didn't hear about what happened with Google, I assume.
No, I didn't.
Okay, So here's what happened with Google. About a week ago. First of all, one of the people are being banned on YouTube for having. Let me start with this story. I'll make it quick here so that it's kind of condensed, so it doesn't take too long to tell. But about a week and a half ago, some guy on YouTube, his name is Jordan Peterson. He's an anti-SJW type person. He believes that doesn't believe that you should be forced to call someone a pronoun. So he's being called transphobic because he won't call people Z and za and ver and v, whatever the fuck they want to be.
So he makes fun of that shit.
He doesn't make fun of this stuff. He's adamantly against it. He's a very smart, like intellectual type guy, a psychologist. He's adamantly against it because it's a freedom of speech. You should not be able to dictate what someone else says, regardless of who. You can't force someone to call someone something else by law. No. That's a fundamental breach of freedom of speech. So, I'm drinking some little water here.
Yeah, hear you heaping it down.
Heaping the waters down. So anyway, he gets banned from YouTube, Google, everything. His Google email is shut out. He's shut out from YouTube completely, and he makes a post about it. And he's very popular. So he has like 300,000 followers. So there's a big uproar about it. So they let him back in, but they basically shut down everything because he has different thoughts. Basically, he's not he's not tolerant, quote unquote.
See, that's some bullshit.
Yeah, and what's happening now is like people are getting. YouTube came up with a thing that says, even if you don't violate our terms of use, even if you don't, if there are things that we deem problematic or offensive, we might put you on a limited basis where no one can like or dislike your or comment on your videos. Your videos are pushed down far into the list. So basically, there's a lot of censorship going on. Okay, right?
Well, I know that, and they do fuck with your views. I know that.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
They do. They're fucking with views, and they're fucking they're fucking with like searches, like when you make, and Google is doing the same thing on like if you type in Islamic extremism. Right. All the articles that come up first are those that defend people that defend, like treating Muslims with tolerance and all that. All the people that are like, hey, fucking these terrorist motherfuckers, they're all pushed down to the bottom. They're altering searches. Google is to make your searches find stuff like them. It's like if you put in transgender, whatever, the things that'll come up are like transgender is not a biologic gender is not biological.
Or
no, it'll say gender is not biological or some crazy shit, which is just completely false. Well, here's what happened later on this week. A gentleman wrote an internal memo and you should find this internal memo, to Google. He's an employee there. He wrote an internal memo saying, I believe in diversity, but I think it's become an echo chamber here at Google, and they're very intolerant. You're very intolerant of different beliefs. Here's what we can do. The gender is biological. Men and women have different tendencies because they do. There's just so much evidence. It's just obvious that men and women are different.
Come on, a dick versus a pussy.
I know. Well, it's obvious that men and women are fundamentally now. Are there variables? Are there really hot, kick-ass women scientists out there? Yes. Are there really amazing male teachers out there?
Yes.
Yes. So obviously but the trends are just there. There's nothing. It's just obvious in physical strength. All these different things, just obvious differences. And he's talking about just tolerance and how certain people are being hired for the color of their skin, and just like the diversity training that's dividing people, and people are afraid to speak up, and that there's an intolerant culture at Google, right? Okay, so this memo leaks out to the internet, right? And of course Google, because the whole email is basically saying this culture is intolerant in this job. It's very fearful here. It's so
to work there. He must be a transgender himself, I'm assuming.
No,
this guy.
No. He's talking about tolerance. He's saying Google is shit because their SJW field, their ideology.
Because of that stuff.
Yeah, dude.
The censoring. Okay.
Yeah,
gotcha.
because the censoring, because they're basically saying that if you're white and male, then your opinion is not as important, and that they're not going to be hired or not going to be progressed because you're all this wage gap. He debunks the wage gap because we both know it's not. It's all that's preference of life. It's not. There's no discrimination involved in terms of sexism. It's not. Women don't make less money on the hour because of sexism. They earn less because they make different life choices. We talked about that before.
Oh,
the wage gap. So he talks about that in this memo, and his main point was that Google is very intolerant, and people are fearful of saying this thing. So I'm going to say it. So Google, of course, showing how tolerant and amazingly tolerant they are. What do you think they do?
So, of course, some kind of public relations shit, right? Like firing the dude?
They fired him. Yep.
Yeah.
They fired him they proved his point, because he was saying that different opinions and different thoughts are not, and their thing was, we're a tolerant company, and he was saying discriminating things about all he said was that men and women are fundamentally different biologically on average. That's just, and that's a fact. There's no denying this. But facts are not. It's like now they're saying science is not. Now the new thing is science, and facts are prejudiced, or basically.
Yeah. Okay.
So the whole point is losing their mind. So, but the point is they fire him. So Google is totally SJW. They're an echo chamber, and they proved his point by firing the guy. They fire him after he it was a very, very well written memo. It was very polite. It was very researched. It was actually talking about tolerance, and even said something like, I know there's sexism and racism in the world, and privilege, blah 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 blah. He was even saying that kind of stuff. No, they fired him.
Right. Kind of trying to appeal to their their mindset.
And he was talking about how, because but basically what Google is saying here is that because what they do is they have this diversity thing, right? Well, we need to hire more women. Well, why do you need to hire more women? To get a woman's perspective. But
it's corporate kiss-assery is what it is.
It is, but they're contradicting themselves basically. What they're saying, because they're saying, well, we need to hire more women, and we need to think about more women and this and that because of women's perspective. We need more women for diversity, and then they get mad at this guy for pointing out that men and women are different.
Right.
In other words, why would you need to hire more women if you're upset that someone's saying men and women are different?
Because they're obviously not different, right?
Yes.
In their mind.
Because they obviously are. You're obviously not different. If they weren't different, then why would you need to hire more women?
Right. Exactly. So it's totally
So they're contradicting themselves. Like, we need to hire more women because we need different perspectives. But you're saying that women and men are different. You're sexist.
So well, that's pretty fucking sexist too.
Yeah, that's the whole point. It's a fucking clusterfuck there. And so what happened also is, because one of the things he was saying is that men tend to be more object-oriented. They're focused on doing things and using things and getting forward, while women are more emotion-focused. They're more focused on people and groups and cooperation, which is just, in general, true. It's just the way the world works. Well, these women there are saying, some women who worked at Google saw the memo, and they decided that they didn't feel comfortable and safe in their environment working.
Oh, Jesus. Here comes a safe space.
So they stayed home one day, or they were concerned and thought about staying home, and were staying. Some women stayed home because they didn't feel comfortable because he was. So basically, they confirmed his thing about women being emotional.
Wow. No, they don't like that though. When you prove your point, they get
That's the whole point. So So can you believe that these women couldn't even handle, like, oh my God, he had a different opinion. We're going to stay home. And if I would have been fired, or they should have been fired.
You said, I'm going to stay home because I don't feel safe.
I don't feel safe. I don't feel comfortable. Oh my God, I'm an opinion. But women are strong. Women are great. Women can do just as much as. Oh, I'm going to stay home. Bob,
Yeah.
I'm going to stay home too. Bob, you're fired. But Martha needed to stay home. She felt unsafe. But we and no. I'm sorry. Martha had the right to stay home. You shouldn't have stayed home.
You're a man.
I felt unsafe too.
Up.
No. Shut up, Bob. You're fired. No. So they fire this guy. So basically, YouTube is shit. YouTube is not. So there may be another site that I want you to look into called Minds.com. Minds.com. So look on that website and see if it's easy to navigate.
Navigatable.
Because they do the same kind of stuff. Their focus is on free speech. Basically, they want to have everyone there. They're not going to censor even the SJWs. Come on down, SJW.
Oh shit, dude! So we might be moving the show to a new.
Well,
location.
We'll see what happens. There's a lot of crazy shit going on, man. Like this weekend in Charlottesville, the white supremacy fucking thing.
Yeah, what the fuck was that about? It was a rebel flag. They're protesting.
Oh man, well, they were protesting because they're tearing down all these old statues, historical statues.
You know what? But I kind of understand that. You know, it's history, man. Why can you destroy history?
That's what I'm saying. Well, I don't believe they should be able to. I think that shows history, and it's a valid part of our history, and it's a legacy of ours. The General Lee statue was taken down. He was a major figure in our history.
Let's rewrite history so that we can keep you dumb and you don't know any better.
And so that we can repeat our mistakes. And so basically, here's the thing: these the reason why there's all these white supremacists now and this white nationalism shit going on is very simple. When you've got people saying white people suck, like there are people that are happy that in 20 years or 30 years that whites won't be the majority in a country. Think about that idea. Think about that idea.
Like they're actually happy about it.
Like, hey, yeah, whites won't be the majority. Now, what if anybody said any of that about any other country? Yeah, well, I'm going to go to Zambia, and we're going to have a shit ton of white people in Zambia, and then we're gonna dwindle down the black population so that there's more, so that they're not the majority anymore. That'd be considered absolute. So what do you expect people to do when you're being blamed for all this shit? White privilege, you're white, your whiteness, white this, white that. They're going to join up in their own little identity politic group and go, yeah, we are white, we're being oppressed, and because they are. They're being oppressed.
You're being lumped into a group.
Because they are being oppressed, quite honestly, because people are quotas. You're not getting this job, white man. You're not getting this, you're a straight white man, you're not getting this job. So what do all the straight white men, they're going to go, hey, we're being discriminated against.
Right, let's band together.
Yeah. So then you got your other groups. So it's just a clusterfuck, man. This country is absolutely fucking just...
You know, I want to ask you, because you're a sports guy.
Yeah.
What's this deal with Colin Kaepernick or whatever?
Kaepernick? Okay.
Kaepernick?
Here's another politically correct bullshit. And I was thinking about this earlier. A little side thought here. I was actually thinking about this earlier, and that I am so glad I got rid of my TV, man, because I don't have to deal with any of this bullshit. It's all manufactured, and in reality, none of it has any effect on anything on my life whatsoever. It's all just bullshit that people are spewing to take time because they're not taking that time to hunt and gather and clothe themselves, because they have too much free time. We all have too much free time. That's why we can spend it going Colin Kaepernick. What Colin Kaepernick did is he refused to kneel or hold his heart or focus on this flag, on the national anthem, because of the Black Lives Matter, police cop stuff. So
that was old, though. I remember that. Yeah. He wouldn't stand for the national anthem, I think.
So now what's going on is everyone's upset because he's not in the NFL, because he didn't play very well last year. He's not playing very well.
Oh, so they're taking it back to racism.
They're demanding, they're saying, well, that's the reason why is because you don't like his politics, and it's a power play. He's a good quarterback. He should be on some team. So they're lobbying to have him on a team simply because he should be on a team. And for any reason, any team should be like, I don't want his attitude out of my team. I don't want him as a distraction on my fucking team. No, it's a racist thing. And so now, like, teams are being forced to hire him or being pressured to hire him because of his race and because of his politics. It's just
I've seen so much stupid shit on Facebook. Oh yeah, I'm boycotting the NFL. We're gonna boycott, and it's just like, your ass can't. And somebody was like, one dude posted, you black motherfuckers will not boycott the NFL. Mm-hmm. You love your football too much. So it was actually kind of funny.
It's just so stupid. ESPN is just a shithole, and they're egging it on, of course, because they're saying he should be hired back. This is a racist privilege. This is showing the white privilege. These white football owners won't hire him because he dared to. And it's like, are you fucking stupid? 80% of the fucking football is black.
Well, that's 70. What I'm saying. How could this be racist when the majority of the football players
it's
are
unbelievable.
black.
It's unbelievable because they're all saying in line. They're all hanging. No, he was just a disrupt. He's a disruption.
Yep.
It's like anything else. It's kind of funny that these are the same people that will be like, that guy should have gotten fired from Google. He should have gotten fired because he made people unsafe. Yeah, he had his ideas. He said it in a civil manner, so he should be fired because you don't agree with him. And now they're saying this guy should be hired because he shouldn't be fired because he should have a job. He shouldn't be pushed away because of his beliefs. We do the same. It's all hip.
That's dude. What does John call it? Authoritarian. You know, he's like, not only do they want to destroy it, or not only do they want to silence it, but they want to destroy anyone that thinks like that too.
Exactly, because that's the whole point. It's fear. You're wrong. It's religious. It's basically religious fervor in political form. That you're wrong. Just like the same person who I'm disgusted with at this point. You know, again, a mansplaining book, a manspreading type shit.
Oh God, dude.
Another fucking comment. I'm so tempted to say something, but it wouldn't do anything because the Kool-Aid is strong in that one. So the Kool-Aid is so strong that she would just consider me, you know. So I guess with all these social media, man, it's all kind of shit except maybe Discord and Skype and this. I mean, everything else, because at least with these kind of social media, you're actually fucking talking to people, you know.
Yeah,
but like
you're having conversations.
Facebook and Twitter, you're just kind of like throwing shit out there, and it's so dehumanized, and I'm just tired of it, man. I'm really leaning away from it more and more. And YouTube, I have my favorite. The only reason I have a lot of favorites on YouTube, but a lot of them are being black. They're showing proof on their YouTube channels of them losing views, of them losing subscribers just for no reason. Like wow. They're just losing them because they're being taken away by Google and YouTube. And you do searches on Google now and on YouTube, and they come up with specific things to show you, like I said, like with Islamic, it's they're going to show you stuff that shows how it's awful.
Positive stuff.
Yeah, positive stuff toward Islam. It's like it's insane. It's insane. Wow. It's the world is
world's got too much, like you said, man.
We're gonna have
if
a
they were hunting and gathering and shit, you know, then they wouldn't even be worried about this stuff right now. But there's so much, you know. They have so much free time.
And then North Korea's fucking.
Oh, that fucking nut too, yeah. Crazy buckethead that wants to nuke us, right?
It's fucking crazy, man. It's batshit, man. So that's my spiel for the week. I just wanted to go off on just the further crumbling, and it's just happening so fast now, man. It's unraveling right before our eyes, faster and faster. It's pretty incredible to see.
Well, here's the thing I'm noticing with Facebook too. I think I've said this before, but you know, we used to get a lot of dope interviews off there, you know. But lately, fuck, dude, people don't write you back about that anymore. But they send stupid fucking, you know, pictures to you and all these little jokes and chain letters and just really lame shit. You know, I'm just like, man, dude, I'm using this for business, dude. Don't send me this fucking, you know, don't send me
this for business. Shit.
Yeah, it's business, motherfucker. You know, but yeah, just pictures. I had a guy tonight, man, keeps sending me photos of shit and stuff, and I'm real tempted to either unfriend his ass or just, you know, send him a fucking nasty message, you know.
And that's the problem, is that people become their posts, and so they become this like caricature of who they are in your head. Like if you haven't seen someone in a while, like that person I mentioned, if I hung out with her tomorrow, I'd be like, oh, it's okay, hey, you know, it's all good. We're hanging out, you know. This is who.
But you see her Facebook side so much,
it just makes you see the caricature, because that's not really, you know, and you don't even realize. That's why I don't even post that much, man. You know me, I don't post shit on Facebook.
Yeah, you're not a big poster. Yeah, that's true.
I don't post anything because you become this like caricature, because that's all they see is that one written side of you. They don't even hear your voice. They hear that like I'm hearing the caricature of the voice saying, "Ah, mansplaining."
Well, yeah, you know how she talks. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's that kind of shit. And, well, the same one with my hate bait, you know, that I always go back and forth with. Although she's calmed down lately. Although I'll tell you this, she knows about, you know, where I work and all that shit. So I took her off my Maxwell page, man. I was like, this bitch, you know, because I could see her, dude, like, copying and pasting and sending some shit to my boss.
People will do that now. They will do that.
She's that kind of person.
Yes.
So I was like, nope, I'm cutting her off my friends list right now. So I took her off. She's on my other page, but she's not on my Maxwell page.
I'd take her off both, but that's just me.
If you're worried she's well, you know, with the Brett page, the other page, I tend to be a little more, you know, not so, you know,
you still are though on your Brett page though.
Yeah, I do. I get a little wild on there, but
get rid of it, man. I know you're tempted to keep it for the value because you got too much time on your hands. Um, but dude, if you're worried about risking it, man, then fuck that bitch. She could do it and it would happen, man. Because if you say anything like transphobic or anything that's, if you call it, say even something like towelhead or something stupid like that.
Actually, that's one thing I don't really get
on your other page, yeah.
Yeah, I go at cited people. That's about it on my other page.
Well,
but
I could even get it too. You know, who knows? Who knows? You might just I don't know. I just fuck people, man. That's why I didn't even bother with social media, man. It was fun. The novelty was fun for a while, but the addiction is worn off. It's not fun anymore. So,
right. It's kind of a chore.
Yeah,
now.
It's more just like something I do. And I keep it. Main reason I keep it now is to keep in contact with people. But I think I'm moving away. I think we're all moving away from that. It's going to be more the audio, more just linking up like this, you know, like Discord and Skype and other things like that.
Well, I'll check. You said it's minds.com, right?
minds.com, yeah.
All right, I'll check that out and see if I can.
It's definitely not YouTube's cow. I mean, YouTube is, its whole problem is that there's monopoly. So that's when you're powerless with Google, that they can take away your Gmail. That's a lot of people's business right there in life.
Well, yeah, if he can't even get into his Gmail account,
yep,
you know,
it's scary shit, man, going on, dude. It's 1984 Orwell, because literally the reason why they said they fired him was we are tolerant of different opinions here. However, this opinion had some ideas that weren't. This opinion had some ideas that we believe are, equate to an unsafe and uncomfortable atmosphere at our job. So yeah, different opinions. See, can't have them,
dude.
Can't have them.
That's typical corporonic, ass kissing shit that they all fucking do.
Because it is true. It's true. Like, they don't give a shit about it. It's all about money. They think that's the way to make money. And it's a way to control. It's easy. Oh, well, social justice is easy. We can just have these rules and stuff. If someone says this, then we can be,
it shows we care.
It shows we care that we're progressive. We care about all inclusive. Yeah, ching ching, money.
Actually, yeah, the ones that claim to be progressive are probably the least progressive.
Oh, it's regressive. They're actually regressive. It's totalitarian. It's going backwards.
That's the word I was looking for. Totalitarian. Yep. That's
totalitarian, going backwards. It's control. It's about censorship. It's about scrubbing your ideas. It's 1984, dude, and that's what it is. You don't believe in the gospel, then you are sexist, sinner. You're a racist, sinner. So it's all religious. See, if you don't believe, you're a sinner and religious. If you don't believe in theirs, then you're a homophobic, racist, Islamophobe, sexist,
whatever,
transphobe, whatever. You're all the horrible things in the world because you don't believe. Like, if you're not a feminist, then you hate women. It's like, no, I don't believe in feminism. No, you hate women. No, I don't believe. Yes, if you don't believe in feminists, then you're a misogynist. No, I'm not. I don't believe in feminism.
It's that black and white shit that everybody.
It's religious. It's ideological religion.
Yep, pretty much like mind religion. You got to believe this, or else you can't be a Ghostbuster. Stupid shit like that.
Yep.
So, one more little quick story. Okay. This is actually kind of funny. Something that happened with my cell phone again. So this is a couple weeks ago, and so this was really weird too, man. Because I get on the bus now. When I was picked up, it was 7:28. So I get to work, and I guess I just checked the time just to see, what time it was. My phone said it was 7:30, and I'm going, wait a minute. I got picked up at 7:28. So you talk about some kind of time warp shit, 1984-ish shit. I was like, what the fuck? Why is it saying it's 7:30? And then I'm checking the time on the computer, because the computer keeps time too, and it's saying the right time. And I'm like, okay, why is it saying 7:30? So then I was like, let me try to call my phone from my work phone. So I'm calling it, and it's rolling to voicemail, and I'm going, okay, so I can't even get calls. What the fuck's going on? And or then my texts are disappearing, and all kinds of other weird shit is going on. And when it was funny too, because I went back through the missed calls, and it showed when I had called, it said December 1st, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? So I call Verizon. I get this fat fucking negress bitch named Kayla, and it sounded like I interrupted her Popeye's chicken dinner,
What was it like? What's up? Hello,
is it Kayla? You need to go into World Clock and change the time, then. And I was like, World Clock? How do you get in there? So she's like, well, you got to go to Settings and Tools, sir. She sounds like she's stuffing her face. So finally, I find the world clock, but I get in there and it's not navigatable. It doesn't speak to me, and I'm like, what the fuck? So then I said, well, I guess I'll have to find somebody to help me with this because I'm not able to get in there. I'm completely blind, so that's not going to work for me. So I called back and I spoke to another guy. Funny enough, his name was Brett, and so he was actually more knowledgeable. But I'll show you his incompetentiousness in a second. So he had me doing all kinds of stuff. He's like, dial star or pound 228 and then hit send. He's like, when it answers, hit 2. He's like, I want to reprogram your roaming settings. Maybe that's what it is, And so we tried that, and it worked for like a minute. It stayed on the right time, but then it jumped back again. I'm like, what the fuck? So he's like, yeah, I'm looking here, and I don't see any outages in your city, and I don't know what's going on here. There's been no complaints. I'm like, wow, that's weird. Okay. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to have to go down to the cell phone store at lunch, So I get go grandparent and take Lyft over to the cell phone store over on Charleston and Rainbow. And I walk in there, and actually it's funny because usually you got to, they got to take a name and all this other shit and sit there like it's a doctor's office. But in this case, I go in there, and the guy comes right up to me. He's like, yeah, what can I do for you? So I tell him what's going on, and he goes, you know what? We've gotten that complaint several times today. He's like, there's some cell phone tower issues out here in Vegas. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding? How do these assholes at the national office not the fuck know this? But here's the guy at the little cell phone store, and he knows all about this shit. So I'm kind of pissed off, and I'm like, well, I'm relieved though too, because I'm like, okay, so it's on your guys' end. It's nothing with my phone, because I thought my phone was taking a shit, So and I tried to take the battery out bit too, and to see what the fuck happens there. So anyway, I was like, all right, man, well, cool, thanks. I'm glad it's not my phone. He's like, oh no, it's not your phone. It's just, and matter of fact, there was another guy in the store.
I would have been like, dude, I called this morning and I spent money to go down there.
Ah, nigga, you are surfing my wave.
Because that's a complaint,
Well, that's just what I did, man. The very next day, I called and I spoke to somebody at Verizon, and she was cool. Shout out to Angela. And I told her what happened. I said, look, I don't drive. I took Lyft down to the cell phone store on my lunch break, only to find out that it was a cell phone tower issue that you guys apparently weren't even aware of. And I had to, waste the time and the money and all this other stuff. I said, I think you should knock off the difference of the Uber ride off my bill.
Exactly
so she
what
goes,
I would say.
Well, she goes, okay, hold on for a second, sir. How much was your ride? And I was like, well, I said, I think going it was 11 and coming back it was like 10. So, like $20 or something. So she's like, well, hold on, sir. So she comes back and she goes, okay, sir, I've adjusted that. We've taken $20 off your bill. I'm so sorry about this. And I'm like, wow, did you want to see the receipts or anything? I said, they get emailed to me. I'd be glad to send them to you. And she's like, no, I've already adjusted your bill. You're good to go. And so, yeah, dude, I had a $20 phone bill this month.
See, customer service. There you go. So that's good.
Yeah, so. But that's it, man. It's like a crapshoot. You get some people in customer service that are fucking morons that don't know shit.
That's true, unfortunately, and we get them too. And there's a lot of the Philippine stuff, where you get someone you can't even understand.
Oh yeah, Davy the Dune Coon or somebody like that.
Yeah.
It's like, loca, and you're like, dude, nigga, why are you working on the phones? You can't even speak English. Well, it's like I think I told you I had an Uber driver that couldn't speak English. I get in, he goes, you Spanish? I'm like, no. So, like, how am I supposed to talk to this asshole and give him directions when he can't even fucking communicate? So, self-inflicted disability. I'm telling you, man. I got no fucking sympathy for
I don't have it either. It's incredible, and just that's another thing you're seeing a lot of. I think I talked about this last time, but these illegals, just not learning English.
Undocumented.
I'm sorry.
Undocumented, which means illegal. Yeah. But anyway.
Yeah. So yeah, it's fucking the world, man. It's falling apart in front of us again, and it's interesting to see.
Of course, it always does, man.
But I think. Oh, go ahead. You got one more?
Well, just a shout out real quick. Got a shout out to CRAT2, who just recently subscribed to us. So.
Okay, CRAT2, huh?
Yeah, that's actually that's that Julia girl I was telling you about.
Ah, cool. All right,
so
C-Rad, thank you for joining us here.
Hell yeah. So I'm that's it for me, man. I don't know if you got anything new.
No, man. That's mine. I went off on my spiel about YouTube and Google, so keep an eye on that for that, folks. And if that's why, Max, I don't even give a shit about our numbers at this point, because who fucking
Well,
knows?
they're fake, obviously.
Who
They're
knows
false.
what the fuck our numbers are? Who cares? That's just gets sad, unfortunately, that we live in this kind of place. But that's corporate America that goes hand in
Me
hand.
and Jim.
It's funny.
Oh, yeah.
The corporate America goes hand in hand with the left. You know what I'm saying? So, anyways,
yeah.
this is the Nothing Sacred show for the 13th of August, 2017. I am Cruise Control,
And I am Maxwell Silverhammer.
and that's the story there, bitches.
And the South will rise again. All hail the rebel flag. Yeah, General Lee.
Negro Hitler.
Heil Hitler.